beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
And welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. We are going to try another somewhat experimental comp. Despite the last one being such a failure, this is going to be experimental in a couple ways. One, I'm taking the Antiquarian, who I've just had like no experience with, so that makes it an experience by itself. But also, we are going to take Man-at-Arms and put them in the fucking 4th spot, which is really not the traditional spot to put them in, but gonna just do it anyway. We don't have the best skills for that. However, we'll be able to buff, and the main point will just to be the focus of damage, and hopefully to get dodge and have high protection, so that we can just focus on healing him. He's got really high heal due to his trinket, so should be easy to keep his health high. Our first fight is a surprised one. But, I think we're... As long as the Man-at-Arms works like I'm hoping, and he takes the brunt of the damage, then we should be able to take care of any stress with our 3rd position Jester. And I'm assuming, I'm not 100% sure, that the Man-at-Arms, a very rare trinket that I have on him, my healing received on my Man-at-Arms is increased by like 33%, 50%, I don't know, a huge amount, but I'm assuming that also counts for food. So if I eat a couple things of food, it hopefully will get me back up, like halfway or whatnot. But a large part of how this comp is hopefully going to work is that he just won't be taking much damage. He'll be dodging, or he'll have high protection, one or the other, so that he won't be taking much damage. Hopefully he'll just dodge out of any damage, and the damage that he does take will be just tickles. I know that some people actually do run no healer comps. I don't like to do it, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. Got 2 more fights here. Are we gonna get rabies immediately? That's one good thing. The Antiquarian has high speed. She's almost always going to be able to get that guard off in time. However, nothing's going to be protecting my Hellion. Not super happy about that. Taking damage and bleeds. Stress. Not a huge deal. I've got a Jester, so I'll be able to keep it down. Good. 2, we've only got 1 dog remaining. Now, the question is, if I do that... no, it does take off the guard from the Antiquarian. I was wondering about that. Because my Antiquarian set up the guard so that the Man-at-Arms would get hit instead of her. I was wondering if the Man-at-Arms could then give that to the Hellion, so that he would also take damage for her too. But apparently it overrides it. That kind of sucks. That was one thing that I was hoping for here. So that he would be able to take the damage meant for 3 different parties, himself and 2 others. But still, he'd be able to take half of the damage, the team damage. And again, hopefully, just not taking it, because hopefully he'll be getting dodges. But we will see. Very lucky to get all this food. Should we dig this up? Got a good few shovels, though. Why not? Nice, we have room for everything. What kind of fight do we have here? Okay, mushroom tanks, stress. Would be good if we could take out the stress. I don't know if I just want to go for the damage now or just... I can protect now. We do not want her taking damage. She is frail. Huh. That always sounds cool when you use it. I like the sound effect for that. Dodge. Somehow you still got it off on her, sadly. Please don't pull. That kind of sucks. But it's not like you're pulling someone into a position where he can't do anything. He's used to this spot. He's actually got more utility in this spot. That is not going to be a problem. Really like her to die. My poor Jester can't do much of anything. He can buff or get rid of stress. So we do need to keep that down on our Antiquarian. It's getting higher and higher, and that's frightening. Well, no, I mean, it hasn't really been getting higher. We've been keeping it right at about the same level that it's been at. Let's go ahead and get our riposte going here. Maybe... I was hoping to get that guy down to half. Well, maybe he's at half. Hopefully if he attacks my marked, he tries to rend the marked, we might be able to get a kill on their second position mushroom. Let's just go for the damage. That plus riposte, hopefully. Kill these mushrooms. Yep. Can't help but attack the marked. Apparently they're, I don't know if it's out for PS4 yet, but they put out a patch which actually increased the amount of enemy attacks which do increased damage to marked. So getting marked is going to be even worse than it ever has been. Of course, you kind of want your man-at-arms when he has riposte active mark because you want him to be able to take damage. Get that extra riposte damage in, just like that. Because it really, really adds up. How much did we get there? 12. Very nice. Oh man, with the dodges. How can this dude dodge so well? He's
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
not in a position that looks like it would be good for dodging. Holding your head, looking down, kind of away. And yet the dude's fucking Ali. You just can't hit him. I should have done Battle Ballad a long time ago just to increase our accuracy. We got one dodge in there. 8. Guess I should have gone for the bleed. Not that it matters. Didn't dodge that though.
Foolish horrors.
Okay.
And driven into the mud.
Get some extra stuff. 2 journals, which we'll probably have to get rid of at some point. That always seems to be the case. I don't know, our man-at-arms didn't seem to take a lot of extra heal from food. Maybe it doesn't count for food. Huh. Or I guess since they usually only take 1 or 2 heals from food anyway, you know, that 33% is not really going to matter. What do we use on an ancient coffin? Mystery to me. Let's just open it up. Nothing. Wonder what you can get out of there. Like, trinkets? Or just random treasure? I wonder. 2 dogs and stress. That's the name of my upcoming indie album, and that's also a comp that I think we've already seen once on this short dungeon. Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, we've already got 2 basically dead. If we do break through here, I was hoping for 1, but 2 is even better. And don't think I'll be able to kill with her no matter what I do, so she's so weak. Is it even possible to take an Antiquarian on veteran or higher missions, I wonder? That's something I'm seriously curious about. Her HP, her damage, I know why they're so low. Because, you know, this whole game is about risks and management and nothing ever being, you know, fully good. You know, what are you supposed to do with the shit situation? And so everything has drawbacks, and her big drawback is, you know, she's not good in combat. But you want her to bring her into combat because she can get you so much shit. But is it only for apprentice level missions? Is that... Are you supposed to use her until she gets up to 3 and then dismiss? I honestly don't know. You know, on Reddit they have some very good threads that break down classes, and you know, they just present a new class every couple weeks, and they just say, all right, discuss this class. What are the skills that you like from them? What's the comp that you like to use? Where do you like to use them? Things like that. I don't know if they've done Aquarian yet. Antiquarian. But if they have, that might be an interesting read. Because I love the gold. Love the gold I'm getting. Other than that, she's been okay. I wish her guard thing did a little more than 5 dodge. The 20 prot is very nice. But I kind of wish that was backwards. 5 prot and 20 dodge. Then again, that might be a little overpowered, I suppose. A little surprised we got both those bleeds there. Let's see what else we can do. Is that enough with the bleed to kill you? Maybe not. Dodge is good. Raid is not. Stress.
The end approaches.
Disease and blight. Fuck off, please. Good. Double dodge. Open swipe dodge. Nice. Okay. Yeah, we are getting, more dodges with this comp than we usually do. We're taking a lot less damage than we normally do. It's a very different kind of comp here. I brought my, one of the big reasons I brought the Jester in this comp is just because my Antiquarian started out with high stress, and I knew that, I was going to have to keep that down, and that maybe I'd be able to actually, not just, kind of manage it, but actually get it down farther and farther and farther until it was actually at a better place at the end than where it started. So that was his big reason, but, if I'm going in with a freshly rested group who is coming in unstressed, I might be able to replace that Jester, or just use the Jester more for buffs. I don't know what else I could use in that third spot. I guess my usual heals. Especially since, eating isn't seeming to do as much healing as I had hoped for my man-at-arms there. Maybe a grave robber would be good in that spot. Tough to say. Maybe I could start a grave robber in spot 2, do a shadow fade straight from the get-go, and then use range skills after that. Might not be a terrible idea. Well, we've got another fight immediately. Bulimic is, well, I don't even think he has... does that mean his healing skills? Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Alright. I guess if we have to, our inventory is pretty full. Thanks, Antiquarian. Alright, let it begin. Is this always going to happen with the Antiquarian? Because I found out when I did a little bit of research about this guy, I mentioned it when I edited my first video running into him, that he has a 4% chance or something like that to show up in an apprentice dungeon if you have over 65% of your inventory full. And then it's like he has a 5% chance in a veteran and then like a 6% chance in a champion. And you're more likely to fill up your inventory with an Antiquarian. So, are you going to end up fighting them a lot more? By the way, that dodge was really nice. Can we get the Blight? Yes, we can. Blights and bleeds and debuffs. Okay. Let's buff. Increase our accuracy. And our damage, and hopefully be able to take this dude out before he can do too much shit. It's a little annoying, but I don't want this fight to go on too long, since I don't have a healer. You never want fights to go on too long, but if you have no way to recover from it, really, I mean, I've got food at the end, but 6 and a bleed, 10 and a bleed. Very curious to see how much damage he does at the beginning of his turn, or how much damage he takes. Let's use our Antiquarian like we usually do. And buff. I did recently find out that a lot of the buffs stack. I didn't think they did, but they do. And since they usually last like 2 or 3 rounds, I mean, you can stack them a couple times. To very good effect, apparently. Bleed.
That cuts on its own.
Don't really care. All I care about is stacking shit on the collector. Head games. A protection. A little annoying. Not a big fan of that. Is that nope. Okay. I guess their man-at-arms has a little bit higher HP than I expected there. You know, if you've got a good imagination, if you are a very empathetic person, you know, you look at some of these stress things, and a lot of these stress attacks, you gotta realize, if you actually were in a dark dungeon full of monsters and fucked up horrors, and some weird skull dude opened up his fucking leather jacket, possibly made out of the skin of his fucking victims, and there's a bunch of heads that he's torn off with the spine still attached, it would cause you some stress. Some weird ass fucking skeleton who's got blood around his mouth throws his blood wine in your face. God knows where the fuck that's from. Yeah, gonna cause you some stress. Sometimes I like to think about that. I have been reading some more Lovecraft recently.
Unforgiving.
And it really does make you think about the stresses and horrors introduced in this game. Just to take the stress down a little bit. Our man-at-arms has taken too much. You know, this is an experimental comp of mine, but it's one that I really hope and want to go well. Of course, because I just want to, you know, get money, get experience, and everything else. But, you know, I'd like to find some interesting new comps to try. And also, I just don't want my man-at-arms to die. I love him so much. And we need to find space for this thing in our inventory. Yeah, I knew those journal pages were probably going to have to go. And I think I did mention it in the first video where I found the collector, that apparently getting those trapezoidhedrons or whatever the hell they are is like the worst thing that you can drop. And that's what I've gotten twice so far. Yay. Doesn't it figure?
The match is struck.
All right.
A blazing star.
You know, we are getting some bank here. Hopefully we don't have too many more fights. I mean, we're still doing surprisingly well on health, thanks to all of our food. Stress is building despite having our jester. Good, no fight in this room. That's good. That's good. All right. Was really counting on you to get rid of that.
Maker's art, his efficacy unwitnessed by his own
Wanted
eyes.
the negative stress, not extra. Hunger, okay. It's always weird. I always seem to face hunger checks more often in short than I do in medium or long. I don't know what the hell that's about. Alright, we're gonna have one obstacle here.
Nature
Our
herself,
last shovel.
victim to the spreading corruption. Malformed.
And it turns out we're gonna have to go to every single room in this dungeon.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require
Okay, but
only
last
the
fight here.
strength
Here we
to
go.
follow it.
Oh, only spiders. Could be dangerous if we don't take out a couple. You know, you've got to take out a couple pretty quickly, or their speed and the way that they can stack shit. Mark, debuff, blight, stun. It's fucking ridiculous. And we've already got mark, debuff, stun. Now we might get blighted. Nope. Thank you, Antiquarian. Really, I should be saying thank you, Hellion. Lepers and Hellions, two of my favorites. Not often do they let me down. Reliable. Okay, so the question is, how much stuff did we make out with?
So
Stun
clearly
stone.
in view. Or is it merely a
bad.
trick of the light?
So this was a short, so we didn't have to buy a lot of supplies in the beginning.
The agents of
How much did we
pestilence
make
will
out
yet
with?
be driven from our woods.
Yes. Yes. Plus we got, you know, the big thing is our 5,000 that we got from the collector. And even without that, we would have gotten 11 there. 11 in collected loot. Boy, you really can get a lot with the Antiquarian. Even on a short, man. I'd be curious to see how much you could get on a medium with her.
Let me share with you
It's even
the
possible to
terrible
take her on one
wonders
without
I have come to know.
just sacrificing yourself, basically. Alright. I don't know what we'll try next time, but join me then.